Appreciate you guys.
All right, we are almost ready. We should be ready. All right, let's do this. Welcome, everybody. We are so glad to have you with us here. It is Thursday, September 12th, and it is time for the Inner Circle. We are so glad to have you with us. And just a couple of things before we get started. If you want to participate and share with what your wins are, stuff like that, go ahead and put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face, right below, if you're watching us on Zoom, of course. Thank you. Oh, that was a good itch that needed scratching, Robert. Uh, there's some buttons down below. Click on the raise hand button and we will call on you in the order in which we receive you. Or you can go ahead and type your question in either chat, meaning what's on YouTube or here in Zoom. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. If you do want to join us in YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube and you want to join us in Zoom, very simple to do. There's in the chat on YouTube, there's a black box at the top of the chat. Click on the link that's there and you'll be brought in to Zoom. Pooey. Wow, my mind is like this a little bit. Must be the cooler weather now that we've dropped like 35 degrees in a matter of 2 or 3 days. Yes, it's very nice here. We are sunny and 75 in Southern California. So,
There you go.
yeah, as opposed to 100 and whatever. Anyways, so thank you again for joining us. And got to give a shout out to all 7,510 subscribers. If you are one of them, thank you so very much. If you have not subscribed to the Roberts channel, please, please, please do so and click the subscribe button. Of course, you probably are because you are part of the Inner Circle. And we do got to give a quick shout out to a brand new member of our Inner Circle. Welcome, please. And I don't think I see her here. I don't see her. But for those of you that do know Tammy Martin, please let her know. We are so glad to have her with us here in the Inner Circle, and we look forward to her being a part of it and interacting with each one of us. So, all that being said, we are going to just let everybody know we have a hard stop at about 4:30 Pacific, 5:30 Mountain. So, just letting you guys know. And that all being said, let's get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the gentleman whom we are here for, our dear friend, our mentor, our GPS to success, our guide, Robert Hollis.
Thank you, Craig, the hostess, Mr. the Mostest. I love and appreciate you. And Matthew right now is moving into his new place with him and Hannah. And Terry she had something to do today. I don't remember what it was. So she's not here as well. And so I just want to say hi to every one of you. Hi, Deb, Rebecca, Kai, Sandy, Daniel. I think Melody heard me. Shauna, Mike. And I think I got a chance to say hi to the rest of you already. And I really love and appreciate you guys. And today, I just want to say something brief. I know Craig said we had an hour and a half, but really, we just have an hour. But that's okay. But so I won't take much time up front, but I want every one of you, if someone were to ask you this question, I want you to think of your response. Just think about it. And then I'd like to just share with you guys something. So if someone asked you the question, what you thought based on your experience and all the stuff that you've learned, what do you think right now would be the most, I wouldn't say most valuable, but the most desired skill that a human being could have? So just think about that a little bit. And for some of you, if you wanted to post in the chat and say that would be cool. Because it's I heard a post today. It was a group that this guy, I knew I was going to forget his name because I said I was going to forget his name. But this billionaire that just did the first spacewalk, the first commercial private spacewalk, right? I know it wouldn't take much to look him up. A lot of people don't know that this guy, I think last time that he decided to go into space, he did something for St. Jude Children's Hospital. And I forget what it was, like $240 million he raised for the St. Jude Children's Hospital. And then
Jared Isaacman.
there you, thank you very much. And if you can, really quick, figure out what he did. I forgot he did some kind of tech like similar to PayPal or something I think to do with merchant accounts. But the point that I wanted to bring is all of a sudden you're a billionaire. You can do anything you frickin' want to do, right? And then he goes to Elon Musk and said, I would like to participate in SpaceX to do commercial space adventures. And so he's already trained for another two. He already has put together the money and the team where they're going to go, I guess, where they're going to be within landing distance to land on the moon. And then the next one, I believe, is actually a moon landing and a moonwalk. Now, he's doing this commissionable. Yeah, I mean, he's paying for it all. And in the midst of bringing awareness to it, he's raising money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. And so the one that he did is he actually took a person from St. Jude Children's Hospital in space with him. And then the person that won the contest, and he took that person up in space with him, right? And so the reason that I bring this up is he was asked what he now believes the number one skill is for a human being to possess. And here's what it is. I want you to come up with your thought and your mind. And he said, the ability to control your emotions. He said, because everything that bad happens to you is a lack of control. And also the overstimulation of a feeling that you would have that puts you in too much risk. And I thought, holy crap, is he talking about trading? Because it's this constant emotion of whether or not I should do this or take this trade. And then once you do, if you don't take it and it wins, how do you feel? Right? So it's like, damn it, man, I should have got in sooner. I should have did a bigger challenge. I should have. And then the opposite direction, right? So then when you got this impulse and you take too big of a risk, and then you end up failing and losing your challenge or losing all your losses. And like Craig and I talked about that we brought up is the whole concept that I used to look at my back office or my app and see a negative balance below 50K. The challenge that was given to me. And that's not a good feeling. Why can't I control that? What is it? It's like, so I think I shared with you guys that, what someone said to me, wow, I lost like $600 today, but at least it wasn't my money. And all of a sudden I went, wow, and so I thought it was really interesting that, the ability to handle our thoughts and our emotions in a situation. So, of course, they asked him, why did you say this? And he said, I think it's 1 out of 100 delays that the media catches of why we didn't launch when we were supposed to launch. He says they never talk about the other 99 delays. He goes, because it can't be close. And so they got things put together. We got this together. We got this together. We'll do this testing. And then he says they go into the testing and they go, the testing was wrong. So when are we going to do the test again? Well, when we think we can pass the test. And he said, if you knew how much emotional stuff is going on, because we have to be ready today. Today, we got to be ready to tell our loved ones goodbye, This might be the last time we see you. You go through all that emotional high after you're working on your mindset, your emotions, your physical body, everything. And then you go in and they go, nah, we're not even setting a date yet. He goes, the only time the media hears about it is if they set a date. So it looks like the SpaceX launch is going to launch on Tuesday. No. About Wednesday? No. Based on the weather, it should be Saturday. No. And I mean, how many of you think trading money or going through some of the little stuff we do as humans, the things to deal with, but getting your whole life ready to go on a journey that you might not come back from? That there's all this risk. And so then you get your mind prepared to get ready to go on that journey. And then they go, that's leaving on Friday. And so he said, man, he says there, he goes, and then you reach out to ask for support. It's like, listen, I'm going through some up and downs on an emotional level because I'm putting my life on the line, and then they keep telling us that it's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden it happens, and now you're going through that. Well, now it's this constant thing like we just seen with the Boeing flight, right? So how many of you heard that the Boeing flight that went up, I think it was delayed over 10 years. But you still got to be prepared. And then you finally get up there, and then they go, now you can't come back. So I don't know if you guys been paying attention, but they went ahead and let the capsule come back, and it came back totally no problems, no flaws, no nothing. Just missing the 2 astronauts that were supposed to be on it. But they just couldn't take any chance, right? And so I thought it was cool hearing it from his perspective, because he just said, so what therapist do I talk to? Hey, I just need you to know the feeling. Well, I guess never prepared to be an astronaut, and it got delayed. You know what I mean? It's like, so he said he even reached out to other astronauts, and they were talking about that they had to get to an emotional peak, that they were excited for the most exciting thing that was ever going to happen in their life, but it might not happen when you want it to happen. So how do you prepare mentally to have the most exciting thing that will ever happen in your lifetime happen? It's just not going to happen when you think it's going to happen. Let that play with your head a little bit, because I know every one of you, I was sharing this with a guy named Jaime Morales. He hit 1K. And it's like, we all want things to happen faster than they happen. And then we feel like we're on the right track. And then all of a sudden the rug gets pulled out from underneath us. And we look at some kind of momentum. And then based on that momentum, we believe it should go to a next level of momentum. And sometimes it just stagnates, if not going backwards. So how do you keep this excitement of, one day I want to make this amount of money, and I need it to be consistent enough where I can actually tell my boss or tell my spouse that I'm retiring them, or I'm telling my boss I'm not doing this anymore. And it's just this journey that you're on, hoping that it'll happen tomorrow, knowing that it's not going to happen tomorrow, but stay in the height of enthusiasm and imagination, where you know that if you're not in that emotional state, you're not attracting anything. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys, because I'd sitting there listening to him saying, man, it's just this whole thing that we got to do. And so, of course, it didn't end there. He's going, so now the rocket's in the air, and constantly while you're in the rocket, there's little things that need to be recorrected and tested. He goes, so no one ever hears about that either. So he says you're launching, and you feel it coming up and the G forces and the explosion going off underneath you to get you into space. And everything that you see is green, 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 green. Sound familiar? You know what I mean? Yeah, you're doing good at tap and trade. You're doing good at trading green, 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 green. And then all of a sudden, one red light comes on. It starts blinking. And he goes, we have something wrong with this. Yes, we're doing a reset on it now. And he says, the safety of it, he said it's redundant 4 times, that every system has like 3 other systems backing it. Yeah, the Houston, we have so true. And then, so you're watching the light, and he goes, none of the green lights mean a frickin' thing. He was going, you're looking at all the green lights and everything's in the green, everything's going, and one little red light blinks, and you're like, and I thought, man, this guy could do a whole training on the emotions that people are going through learning a new skill of trading. Wouldn't you guys agree? It's like, everyone wants to post their screenshot of everything in the green, but then all of a sudden when the ones are in the red, you don't want to post that one. You know what I mean? It's like, man. And I think that it's sort of funny that everything that we do in life that stretches us, we go through the same emotions all over again. Every new thing. It's like, and so we do have a tendency of hanging on more on the reds than the greens. And I wanted to do a shout out for Arthur. Yesterday we were celebrating him like crazy. And it's neat to celebrate those wins, because I was sharing with him that, I just seen an interview with Dale Earnhardt Jr. And he was talking to Mario Andretti. And he goes, what ring do you have on? He says, that's my Indianapolis 500 ring. And he goes, why are you doing that? And he goes, because it's the only one I won. Well, Mario Andretti's pretty well known name in the motorsports. and it's like, I'm hanging on to this win, and I'm going to celebrate this win, because the majority of the races I race in, I don't win. And I think sometimes we look at sports people and even people that have #1 hits or #1 plays. And I just want to tell you guys to all really, really grab onto the emotions of when you're having winning moments in your life and winning days in your life, and really be conscious to reward yourself and pat yourself on the back, because I guarantee you that you beat the crap out of yourself more on the negative reds than you give your celebrations on the green, right? It's like, the green is like, hey, I had a good couple of trades, or I had a good trading day. And then it's like, who gives a shit? I need to get another one. You see what I mean? It's like we take the wins and we dispose of them very, very quickly. And then we have a negative one and we hang on to that a little longer than we're supposed to. It should be forgotten just as fast as you forget the greens, or get better on your emotions of celebrating yourself more on the greens. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just thought that the #1 skill is, again, in my opinion, with them, is the ability to be in the now and not the past or the future too much. And the #1 skill is always, how much do you love yourself? How much of you are proud of yourself? How much do you celebrate yourself, instead of the amount of time that you beat yourself up? So Craig, back to you. And I just think that was something I wanted to share with you guys.
That's a great share. Thank you so much, Robert. And by the way, Jared Isaacman, okay, he is the founder of Draken International, a private Air Force provider, and the founder and CEO of Shift for Payments, a payment processor.
Yeah.
And as of September 2024, his estimated net worth is $1.9 billion.
Golly, man.
No wonder he can afford.
Yeah, so if anyone bought anything in the last couple of weeks, he got probably paid again.
Probably. Talk about other people's money and passive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Income.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you. All right, we've got 3 hands up and 1 question. I think we should have just enough time for those people since we
Mhm.
are on a time limit, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for for understanding. John Tier is coming up. Daniel Van Zyl is coming up. Question from Rebecca David coming up. But first, Bill Shoemaker, go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Thank you, Craig. You are amazing, brother. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for doing all that you do. And Robert, I love and appreciate you so much. You always come up with the greatest wisdom on the planet. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm working on myself, so it's usually talking to me.
me too. And it's funny that the subjects you just talked about, I lost both of my trading accounts.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I was on a roll and I made like 6,000 in a day, but I got in too deep with the way the gold went today. It just blew me right out.
Ah, man.
Blew me right out. But it was a lesson, right? And this
Sure.
God slapping me in the face or the back of the head and said, "Hey, wake up."
Thanks for
So
sharing that. Thank you. So yeah,
yeah,
this beginning of this inner circle was, for Poe. I know a number of people, that consistently tell me is like, I know some of you know I played around with Josh. I'm always all in with everything he's doing. And I got involved with the Gold Bot very, very heavily. And, then wake up one day and you don't have any money in your account anymore.
I remember that.
It is like, hey, we didn't see this coming. And it's like, well, how long did you test the software? A year and a half. It won for a year and a half.
Amazing.
And then, you know, we'll see.
So anyway, it was a win for me, brother. I'll get another one and get 10 people in. I can get $100,000 account they'll give to me, right? So
Yes, absolutely.
so not all is lost. I learned a
Good.
lot from it and forward, but I'm so blessed to be alive and I love all my inner circle family. I love all of you and congratulations to Arthur. That's amazing what he's done, and big shout out to him. So
You bet. Thank
thank
you,
you.
Bill, for sharing. I think that's
You're
awesome. When you can look at, I think all of us will be able to look at things like this that are happening. And when you see your emotions and how fast you went, and then lifted yourself back up again. I mean, so that happened to you yesterday, and you look at pretty good spirits today, Bill. So I'm proud of you.
It happened today.
Oh, okay.
It
So
happened
hours
today
ago.
well, yeah, about an hour ago, actually. I said, well,
Wow.
you're gone. And Luke, the same thing happened to him.
Got it.
So we patted each other or hugged each other and said, okay, well, let's do it again.
Yeah, because again, wisdom comes from
Failure. You got to
yeah.
fail. Yeah,
Richard Branson said it best: from making a bunch of effing mistakes is only place that wisdom comes from. So it's pretty awesome.
you got it. So
I love
thank
you, brother. Thanks for
Love
sharing.
you. You're welcome. Love you too.
Bill, thank you so very much. And by the way, in case you're wondering why your shirt is disappearing into the background, it's because you're
Oh, it's
wearing a
green.
similar color to what your screen is in the behind you.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
Invisible
nice.
man.
So we were wondering why all of a sudden your body was going facing in and out there.
The
Wow.
almost invisible man. That's cool.
Here, let me do a close up really quick. Just all right, go ahead and do it again.
Okay.
Back up a little bit if you can. Oh, of course. Now that we focus in on
Now
it, it's
that we
not going
know
to
about
happen.
it won't work.
Anyway, so just
Yeah.
FYI.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Love you
All
too.
right. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Daniel Van Zyl. Great to see you again, my friend. Please open up and share with us.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Daniel. How
Glad
are
to see
you?
I'm awesome, highly blessed and favored, and yeah, I learned quite a bit in the past few days or this week. What I say, and it's exactly what you say. It's all about the mindset, how your mind works. I mean, I was in the red for probably the last week, last week when week before I started, was green, and then I made a sort of like um, not a greedy mistake, but it's like, yeah, I need to get in. It's like, get in. It's like,
Confident.
minus 128.
It builds your confidence, and then it's like
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're like, I got this. Oh, really?
no. So, and it's all about the mindset. And I follow this guy, Rob, and we had a chat. He had it's like a South African trader as well. He has his own YouTube as well. He's got like 30 years in it. I mean, he started when they had to draw lines on a paper chart to trade. And he didn't have all the nice things that we have, like computers, click, click, click. But yeah, this day I had two wins, and the first one was on Monday. And Monday, my only goal was because I was like 200 below the 25K. I said, okay, today the only goal is get to the 25. That's it. So, and I only do gold. And to tell you about what the mindset is, now I'm starting to trading is like, oh, I need to. And you get into that mindset is like, you look at the numbers. Yeah, yes, yes, I got it. So I got literally out of the trade when I hit my total of 25 again. I was 25.02 or something like that. And then it was like, I'm out. And I stopped the trade. And that was like 4 o'clock my time. And there was like 3-5 hours still left of trading. And if that trade went on, I probably would have added another 200 to my trade. But as this Rob guy also tell the people, teach people, is like, you need to have a plan. When you sit down today to trade, you need to have a plan. What's your goal today? You make $100, then you need to make $100 and then get out. And then if you ask me, did I trade yesterday? I didn't trade anything yesterday. Why? Because my mindset was like, I was so focused on getting the 25 that I'm like, no, I'm not going to touch anything because it's like in the green. I don't touch that thing. If I'm going to touch it now, we're going back. I don't want to do that.
Thank you for sharing, Daniel. It's like, me constantly, I'm just correcting. Daniel is a pilot, if you guys don't know. And a lot of people don't realize that, when I heard this from a pilot, I was blown away. He said the only way that the cruise control or the autopilot can work is it corrects itself based on it being off course. And I said, what do you mean? And he says, if it's right on course, the radar can't see itself. So the only way that it can get to its destination is up and down and left to right, up and down, left to right. And it's going, okay, I got to go left. I got to correct. So it's all through the corrections of allowing it to get to its destination. So it's not, it's the lack of being perfect that makes it find itself. Did you guys hear that? So it's all the constant corrections, up and down, left to right, altitude. It just constantly has to make these corrections to find out how to get to the destination. So that should be life, right, Daniel?
That's 100%. And that's the lesson also I learned from the two trades or the winning trades that I had. And you also see I posted the rates and I said it's not a loss. It's a lesson. I paid for this lesson this week to be succeeded. And the two things that I've learned is from the first one is have a plan. When you set your plan today, this is what I'm going to trade from this to this point. And then, or just a trade. If I'm in the green for $50 or $70 and I'm good with it, I'm happy, I can get out. It's all about the mind because I can't now, it's like, wait till 50 and I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more. I'm going to push this. And then the moment you push, it's like, oh, oops.
Yeah. The other thing
I slapped you a little bit.
Well, thank you, Daniel. The other thing I love about pilots too is I know there's a lot of areas where you're not allowed to even get in the air without a flight plan. Imagine that you actually have to plan for headwind, tailwind, side wind, how much fuel you're going to burn, when you're going to. So I think that every one of you that's ever been in a successful plane flight are pretty happy that the pilot has a flight plan. And it's
Yeah,
like,
you need to know where you're going. Otherwise,
yes,
where you're going to go. And
absolutely.
yeah, today's trade was funny also is because I set up as like uh thanks to Joel Aries for his posting it, because he posted it and then I went into the trade, but I went into the trade like 6 minutes after he went in, but I went in with a lower price.
Got
So
it.
I was already ahead with his. And then what I did was a little bit, it wasn't for me, it wasn't tricky, because I said, okay, I'm willing to lose $150 today on my trades. So what I did, I opened 3 trades, $50 loss, $50 loss, or $50 loss. And I said, okay, now I'm going to run these 3 today. And yeah, there was times when it got close of losing, of losing, like $100. But it was like, and that's also what Rob tells you. It's like in the morning you need to decide. Listen, I put you, as he said, you pay for your trades. When you
Right.
put your stop loss in, your stop loss is you paying for the trade. And then either one of two things are gonna work. It's either gonna go for you or it's gonna go against you. The markets are 50-50. You got, as you say, you got 10 buyers and 10 sellers. They both think they are right.
Right.
Right? Your goal is to make big wins and small losses. So you can have 10 trades, win 2 trades, and then lose all the 7 and still make more money. But so this trade was like, and I got out of this trade. The first one I said, okay, you're gonna make $15 profit. Then I'm taking you out. Went to 15, like, cool, take it out. Right? Made $15. Yeah. Now I've got 2 open. So the mindset is now, okay, each of the second one is going to double. So $30, and I take that out. And then the third one, I'm going to take that, going to leave it, let it run. And I let it run, and then it was like going down, going up, going down. And I'm like, don't push, don't give the mind. And then it ended up to like, I think it was like $300 odd. But the thing is, I got out, and that's the other lesson I learned, is like what Rob also told me, is like, don't just my trading is different than tap and trade. So for those guys tap and trade, this is not tap and trade. You need to know what you're doing. I mean, Arthur will attest to this. You need to know when to get out, and you need to set your stuff up for the right things. So I should have kept it in that trade. If I kept those 2 trades in, then my win today would probably have been $700 odd. But I also, it's like, I got out to say, well, listen, if this thing was like 2530, if it hits the 2530, I'm out. And it went up to like 2560. I just checked, it was like 2560. So yeah, but that also, mindset was like, and then it was like, now sitting.
Boy,
Yeah, but they started,
people sure love talking trade news, don't they? It's like,
but here's the mindset behind it, why I'm saying that. So now I'm sitting in like this trade's going up, but I'm out. Now it's like, do I start again? Do I start again? And it was like, no, because I said to myself, I'm out for the day. So I'm done. Because now people is like, now you feel like, yeah, I'm gonna get in. And then, oh crap. Then you mess it up.
it's funny, Daniel, with Bill talking and you talking, do you guys know that, and this is not meant to be offensive, okay? But some of you that are getting excited about learning Tradenese, do you guys know the language that I've met over 30 years? People needs. When you guys talk about your trading, I'm going, wow, that's what I've been doing for 37 years, but instead of clicking on trades, I'm betting on people. Holy cow. And so I'm putting a lot of trades in. I'm putting a lot of people in. And all of a sudden, I get a person that's going, Robert, man, now that you got me in this, I've been looking for this my whole life. You can quit. I'm going to be your biggest leg. And I'm like, yeah. And then they ghost me. You know what I mean? And then I have someone, a lot of people are going to freak out when I tell you guys this, but I'm so happy with, with Arthur and what he's doing. And a lot of people don't know this, but Arthur's on my 6th level, and everyone between me and Arthur is not active in the business. Isn't that crazy? So it was my ability to continue to reach out, and his ability too to want to learn from someone that knew what they're doing. But yeah, it's like, Arthur's like, I don't know who's above me. So, every once in a while, not that I care, but I just, I see people winning and I'm just like, oh, I wonder where the hell they are. Coach Bob is another person. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like how many levels deep is somebody, but I don't care what group they're in. But when all of a sudden they're in it, like people believe in themselves and they do well. And then some days or some weeks they don't do well. And we're all going through emotions of everything that's happening in our life. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I was sharing with Arthur as well, is for him to have a really, really good day yesterday. And then he shared with me on a personal level that, he had a few people that, immediately had to shit on his parade. which makes you kind of a person where it makes you sort of doubt a little bit, because if the people that are doubting you are the people that mean the most to you, it's like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why can't they celebrate with me? But in reality, most of the time what they do is they see you excited about something and they're just not part of that excitement. You know what I mean? So they're feeling a little left out. It's like, damn, why are you so damn happy about this thing? It's like, and people just don't know how to feel for someone that's winning when they would love to be winning with you, or at least winning in life. You know what I mean? So thank you for sharing, Daniel. That's awesome,
Sure.
man. Love and appreciate you. Proud
Awesome.
of you.
Daniel, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you. Okay. Now, before we get to John Tier, 2 real quick questions, Robert.
Sure.
All right. Rochelle Vogue, and I think I'm sure I answered it in the YouTube chat, but she was asking, when doing the tap and trade, do we only take the buys and not the sell, or we do both? And I wanted to say we do both, because we're following the experts.
Yeah,
You're betting on.
I'm just tapping and trading on what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't even ask them what they're doing.
Yeah, and what they're doing is they are betting that whatever they're betting on is either going to lose money or gain money. So that's it. So yes, you do both.
Cool.
So
Perfect
that was
answer,
one.
Craig.
Thank you. The other one is from Rebecca David, and she says she would like to ask Robert, what happened to Dream Trips? I haven't heard about the next promotional trip and haven't heard anything about them for a while.
In my opinion, nothing's happened to Dream Trips. It's just that there's some things right now that are more exciting in MDC. So from my, Telegram, I see that they are doing, still Zooms. I know that they're still doing everything. So it's like, yes, Arthur posted Dream Trips Telegram group is still posting daily.
And I think there's a meeting tonight at 5 also.
Yeah. So, but maybe what Rebecca's asking is that they were promoting the trip to Greece, and what they did is what they're doing now is they're not promoting one trip, but what they're doing is allowing you to collect money when you go through the phases to get a free any dream trip. So instead of promoting like a dream trip to Greece, now they're saying you can get 4 free dream trips a year, but you can actually pick out any one of the dream trips that they have. So they're not being specific on just one. And to show you how Dream Trips is still alive, Peter and Linda sent me, they not only went to Toronto, you know what I mean, for the tap and trade experience, but they recently showed me one of the trips where I forget, it was like $8,000 if you booked it outright. You know, it's like when you can save 80% on a dream trip, that's pretty impressive. So, you know, so Peter was sharing two graphics with me, and it's like, yeah, dream trips to me, everything in life is about, you know, just how people feel about it. You know, we were talking about controlling emotions. And I've really noticed that a lot of the products companies, including Dream Trips, that people are mentally in such a bad financial state of mind. And then all of a sudden we got, you know, the election that we don't want to talk about. I just know that people are really in a very uncertain place in their mind. And when people are uncertain, confused people don't make decisions. So when you try to explain dream trips and how valuable dream trips are, it goes back to Albert Einstein saying, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you lose. You literally lose. So to think that someone can watch an incredible video on dream trips and then they ask you, so how much would I say air flight? Because I'm planning on going home for Christmas. And your response is, well, apparently you wasn't paying attention because we really don't give any discounts on air flights. See you later. You see what I mean? It's like in their mind, a vacation has to do with making the air flights cheaper. Isn't that crazy? And it's just their perception and definition of what dream trips is. So if you don't handle the objections that they have, then the answer is still no. Did you guys catch that? So if you've ever run into a person, they look at it and they sort of get this confused look on their face, and then they get a surprised look on their face, and they go, this is one of those pyramid things. And the only thing that's worse than that statement is illegal, right? Oh my God, this is one of those illegal pyramid scams. The conversation after that usually doesn't go very well because people can try to ignore it or they can try to confront it. And mostly when you confront it, you're usually belittling the person. You know, well, everything's a pyramid. You know what I mean? Do you go to church? Yeah. How many pastors are there? Well, one. Well, how many people are in the congregation? Well, a lot. See, that's a pyramid. Well, how about your job? You know what I mean? And so, you know, belittling a person because they have a thought usually doesn't win them over. And so making them feel stupid doesn't work either. So wait a minute, if I'm in something illegal, could you please explain to me what it is? So I don't want to be in something that's illegal. What is a pyramid? You know, yeah, that usually is not a good answer. I don't know what it is. I couldn't explain it in a court of law. I just know you're in one. And so sometimes that's what piquing an interest is all about, you guys. You know what I mean? Kai's got a new guy that's doing really well. He's excited. He's happy, and he's posting on his social media. And then a guy that's very well known in his little city that everyone knows is like, hey, this doesn't look legit. It's like, damn. But he said also that he knew that he couldn't recruit anybody in his little town. So I had to be delicate in the way that I answered his question. See, because it's like, well, these people are important. I can't tell them, listen, these people are not important, and neither is their opinion. Now, if he says they're important, I go, yeah, they are. So this is the way I feel I need to handle it. And so he wrote his explanation of what it is, and I jumped on his post and said I've been with the company for 6.5 years and made 4.9 million. And the guy that was the hater hearted my comment. So sometimes you just gotta. So I hope that helped you, Rebecca. Your laughter is worth being here. Oh, very much. Yeah, yeah. I guess I get one more response to that since I brought it up. If someone says something negative to you, what if you ignored it and just laughed? Not that I do that on purpose, but people go, "Wait a minute, is this a legal pyramid?" You go, "You know what? Craig told me that you are an incredible person to hang around, and now I can see why." Anyway, what credit card do you want to put that on? And they just go, huh? You guys ever see a dog try to understand what you're saying? You know what I mean? They're like, huh? What? Okay, okay. You know, and yeah, it's pretty funny. I say I do the same thing when people ask me, wow, that's really expensive. Ah, you're so funny. Anyway, Visa or MasterCard. Yeah, it's like, but there you go. All right. So thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate the question, and also Rochelle for the previous question.
Rochelle, thank you too.
And let's go ahead and head on over to the Tier Man, John Tier. Go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
I always want to call him Downtown John Tier.
All right, Downtown
Every
John
time
Tier.
I look at him and I say his name, I think of green and yellow, and don't tell me why.
Oh man. Ooh, boy. This has been very exciting lately.
Good. Fill us in.
So, um, I had a nice positive balance, and then I took a tap to trade, and then it went down. And I had a little emotions about it, but I didn't worry about it. I was like, that's happened before, so I get it. But I have this thing in my mind, I won't be trading with you again.
Yeah. I'm telling you what, I got people that leave me 2 and 3 minute. It was funny to hear Daniel being so excited. But I have people that leave me 2 and 3 minute voice messages. And I've never had that. Well, anyway, I got up today and I did some tap and trade and I won and I was excited. And then I did a tap and trade with so-and-so and then I lost some money. So I'm not going to say their name, but I'm a little pissed about that. No. It's like, I'm like, that's funny, man.
Now watch this. So this particular individual who did a tap to trade, I looked at it and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the market, based on what, how they send out the trade. And so I've been watching Joel for the last couple of weeks now. So I'm kind of getting an idea of what the market looks like and all of that. And so based on my assessment, I was like, that doesn't look right to me. So, I don't know, maybe I should have taken a shit, but I didn't. So I just watched the market. And later on, this individual left a message about how they were sorry about the trade and how it didn't go right. You see, based on what I was looking at, I knew it wasn't going to go right because I looked at what the how far apart it was when they put the stop loss.
Do you think that was wisdom or a little bit of instinct too?
I think it may be a combination of both.
Yeah. Good.
And it's also the fact that I've been watching and studying, Joel's videos and his lessons, and so you start getting an insight and you start looking at things a little bit differently.
Right.
And so based on it, I was like, no. And then I said, well, and I saw what they were trying to do, and I said, wow, that's a long way down for them to take a profit. I said, but based on what I'm seeing, that doesn't look like that's going to happen, and it didn't.
Wow.
And I was like,
now someone told me, and I don't want to start anything here, but someone told me a lot of people got it wrong, but Joel didn't.
He didn't.
That's interesting right there.
Well, see, here's the thing. And I told him, I said, he should change his name to Joel Always Win Savant, because well, and I know why he didn't, based on just what he's taught and then what I saw. I get why. And so today, for the first time, I took a manual trade from Joel for the first time.
Way to go.
Wait, I was so freaking nervous. I was like, how you put these things in here? How you put these things in here? By the time I got to put in like I think it was the stop loss, and I already gone past that, and I was like, oh, now what? Because
Boy,
it started a little.
have you guys seen Arthur's video that he was nice enough to do, and Craig put it up online, you know, of him taking you know, posting all that stuff in. I mean, as soon as he said, hey, you know, you do that, dude. I'm like, my mind was going, you know what I mean? I'll tell you the way it makes me feel when I see you guys do some of this stuff is that's when you got to understand your emotions. It's like, do you guys know people that do not enjoy being a passenger in a car?
Yeah.
My wife, you know, I might as well let Terry drive because if I'm driving, I don't know how to drive. You guys get my point? It's like, and I'm not doing anything. It's just I'm not doing it the way she would do it. So
Right.
it's just easier for me because I don't mind being a passenger, you know? So watching Arthur do that in that video, and I was just like going, I believe I will get there. I believe that I will get there and I will feel comfortable in doing so. It's just, man, it's the 12th of the month. I already have 8 new people, you know, that for my 3 instead of 3 and it's free, I got 8. And you know, it's like, I'm pretty good at that game. I'm really, you know, good at that game. And you know, my focus is get 10,000 active traders, and you know, I get to use your guys' up and down stories to get more of those active traders.
So look, Robert. So here's what happened. You know, I'm steadily trying to like because the market is changing like it's just moving so fast. And so
Live, it's live.
I finally get the stop loss in there, got the you know my risk management down, and I put my take profit in, and I said okay, and I'm like okay, do I press buy? I don't press buy. I'm seeing the number now. I was going back. I'm like, just press the button already.
Yeah.
So I press the button and I go, yeah, exactly. So I press the button. I'm like, okay. And you get to saying, you know, order, you know, taking, okay, all right, I'm in now. I'm in. Few minutes later, I get order field. I was like, what do you mean order field? You know, and I go and the trade is done. I'm like, wait a minute. How am I supposed to like, I'm supposed to change these when we get to the certain part. What is going, what do I have to come back in? What's going on? Ah, so so in that little bit of time, I made a whopping $3.02.
Yeah, when I've seen Arthur explain it a little bit, it's like, well, when Joel did that video, he said, "Listen, I'm in these trades in and out of them in seconds," and I'm going like, "No,
Yeah,
no,
that's a reversal strategy.
yeah."
So
And it's
so
funny because you guys know when Hannah got involved in the video, right? Right? And now I really understand for the first time what day traders do, right? Because look at this chart.
oh yeah. Mhm.
It's high. So how do they get new people into buying this stock? Well, let's see what happened today. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you didn't get in today, you lost money. It's like,
Yeah.
no, let's go back a year. Ouch. Now zoom out. Right. When in doubt, zoom out. It's the first time that I'm learning this part of the emotions of, you know, compounding wealth and doing this stuff and making your money make money, that it's always a long-term goal, you know? So if you guys remember, one of the questions that I asked Joel is I just said, hey, you know, so Joel will be one of the people in London. I'll be in Budapest. And did you guys notice that Joel said that he had like 300 people underneath him and he's a 10K?
Wow.
So he's a 10K And he made $500,000 trading. So he makes money based off his skill. I make money off the leverage of other people. So he's focused on OPM. I'm focused on OPE. Wow. You know, because some people still think that what I do is about sales. Now, Walmart has over 1 million employees. Why can't I have 1 million active people?
Absolutely.
I can and I will. So, but
Yeah.
John, thank you for sharing that. That is so
One
cool,
little
man.
part of this.
Please, please.
Once the trade closed, I was trying to figure out, well, why did it close? I have to go back in. I was like, oh, I'll go in tomorrow. I'll figure it out. So as I'm thinking about it, it dawned on me. I was like, oh, I know what happened now. I was supposed to put the highest take profit instead of the first take profit. The computer did exactly what it's supposed to do. When you get to the take profit, it closes it out. What happened was I didn't put it at the highest one, and I was like, oh, that's why it closed out. So I was like, oh, okay. I was trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And say, okay. But had I not taken that experience and go ahead and did it, then I would have known that that's what it
Well,
was.
what's the next step?
I'd go in and do it again and put it in the right way.
Yeah, whenever we step into anything in life, isn't it wild where I used to tell people all the time, my mentor, of course, shared this to me. He goes, Robert, you just got to learn to master approaching people.
Mhm.
Now, think about what that meant. People don't understand that approaching people back in the day when I did it was literally getting eye contact with them, you know, smiling, nodding, and making them open up their energy to allow you to approach them. That's all it is. And if you don't like approaching people and you're not confident and you're always thinking, what if they tell me to get away, or they don't smile, or they don't give me any feedback, and you're worried about other people's opinions, then you never ever master the first step to success, which is approach. So he used to tell me, Robert, if all you can do is just go out among people and just make sure that you get eye contact and smile, do a little wave, and then what? Nothing else. Nothing else. I just need you to get out among people and be comfortable doing this approach thing. And you guys all know people that if you're around them, they're talking to a stranger that's closest to them. So what's the next, you know, that, you know, it's approach. Then it's, all right, you approach them. Then what is the sincere compliment that you could say to them to connect with them? Damn. You mean actually look at them and try to find something nice that you can say? Yeah. Whoa. I don't trust that. You see what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to make something up. Do you want me to lie? What if I can't find anything nice to say? Yeah, this is called practice. See what I mean? This is when all of a sudden, instinctively, if you guys are ever around my wife is complimenting people on everything, but she's doing it to just do it. She's never mastered the other steps of asking them who they know. Terry's got the first 2 steps down and then talk about anything. So I think that, you know, I'm seeing that in trading. I'm seeing that, you know, you got to have the confidence and belief to get into the trade manually. Now there's like, when I watched that training and he said, well, you know, someone asked, well, what's TP1, TP2, 3, 4, TP11, and then TPE, then, you know, and I'm going like, gee whiz, man. I think that you probably learned that like shifting a car. You know, it's the right RPM, you launch the car, and then when the RPMs come up, you might want to shift a second.
Yeah, right.
If you don't, you're definitely not losing the race, but you're probably replacing a motor. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's awesome. Oh, yeah. Well, now you learn to shift the gears, and it's like you better pull the parachute. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to stop the car on its own. And it's like, so all of a sudden you see a race that happens in 3 seconds, and there's a lot of stuff happening in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And so, John, thank you for sharing that, because I'm proud of you, man. Everybody give John an attaboy. That is really, really, really cool. And again, each and every one of you, I really ask for your understanding that we have to cut this short, because I felt like this was really, really good. And I promise we usually go as long as we need to. So I hope you understand. So Craig, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, Robert. And thank you, everybody, for participating in today's Inner Circle. Big shout outs to Bill Shoemaker, Daniel Van Zyl, John Tier, Rochelle Volk, and Rebecca Craig for participating not only directly with Robert, but with their questions. We appreciate you. And we're glad that you are part of the Inner Circle. If you want to get all the information in the chat in Zoom, click the 3 dots in the meeting chat next to Inner Circle, and then click Save Chat. It will download to your computer when we conclude. If you're watching us on YouTube, it will be in the post description below in just a little while as we wrap up our video today. And don't forget, Saturday is Ask Me Anything, starting at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. Sunday is for the Imaginators, which you guys are a part of, because you're automatically an Imaginator when you're in Inner Circle. That's Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 East, or Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. So, with that being said, thank you so very much for being here with us today. We appreciate you. We love you. Until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. And I'm going to unmute so we can all say so long and bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. I love you.
Bye, everyone.
So long, everybody. Thank you, Robert.
Robert.
Bye, Craig.
Have a great day.
Rebecca,
Thank
Kyle,
you. You too,
Dr.
Bob. Thank you, everybody.
Deb made it home. Deb made it home safe.
Thank you for
Yes, I
the
did.
wisdom bombs.
There you go.
Yeah,
Jerome,
thanks,
Melody, I love
Take
you.
care.
Linda, Shauna, Mike,
Bye.
Coach Bob, Arthur,
Love you, man.
Peter and Linda, Peter and Linda, Peter and Linda. I'm not used to seeing them separated. That makes me sad. That makes me sad. Bill, Daniel, Craig, I love you guys.